Hi everyone, my name is Alexis Lacewell,
And I'm Hayden Davis.
and this is our Manager Leadership Interview Project. So the program that we decided to do our interview for is Appalachian State's Sustainable Development Teaching and Research Farm. This is the Sustainable Development Program's mission, and a lot of what they do is integrative teaching and experiential education and restorative and creative endeavors with a local to global perspective. They also foster critical and constructive thinking in students. And one way that they do this is by having the research and teaching farm. The person that we interviewed for this was Todd Rudicill. He is the farm manager. A little bit about Todd is that the program that he's a part of is the Sustainable Agroecology Program. His position is farm manager, and he began that position on May 2nd of 2016. That position, so he's been in that position for a little over a year now, and a fun fact is that his home is located right on the farm. So the first question that we asked Todd was, how did you receive your position? And his position kind of came along the way on a journey from Western Piedmont Community College to Appalachian State, and he transitioned literally from student to farm manager. At Western Piedmont, he started as a student and had to work on the farm there for classes. He then got a work study job on the farm where he was only required to do 12 hours a week, but he ended up doing 25 to 30 hours a week. And then he eventually asked to be the manager there, got the position, was then contacted by the farm manager, the old farm manager here at Appalachian, who saw what he was doing there and wanted to see a lot of that same work being done at App. And now he's here. So he mentioned that a lot of hard work, knowledge, coursework, and willingness to implement change and try new things went into getting to where he is now. We also asked him what his day-to-day responsibilities were. He mentioned animals, safety, maintenance and upkeep, meeting student needs, and education. The care and well-being of the animals is first and foremost priority on any given day, making sure that they're well fed and protected from any predators. Safety comes into play with equipment and tools and making sure that anyone who's around is using things properly. Maintenance and upkeep is pretty self-explanatory in that, like, there's mowing and weed eating and things that need to be done for their events. And because it's a student-run farm, students need to learn more than just maintenance, so he tries to do something new with students every time that they come to the farm. And lastly, students and community benefit from the education that the farm provides. So it's not just for the university, it's also for the community and other people.
Okay. And then we asked him, what is the most rewarding part of your job? And he said that the overall transformation of the farm from where he first got there and to how it is this year. I noticed it when we had our open house. It was just a completely different looking farm. And he said he loves seeing the different seasons and how the farm changes with the seasons, like produce wise, and just how everyone has to work with the weather and everything like that. And then he also loves that students are coming to the farm wanting to learn. He said he gets questions every time, and he said he just really wants to spread his knowledge, and because he has so much of it, and he loves that. And he's also proud of the farm tours we give that's open to the community. And they were also, the farm is also in Appalachian Today magazine, and they talked about the transformation of the old barn, and it turned into a program. And then we also work for CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture. And we basically give produce to people who pay every single month, and they can get a ton at a time, honestly, than just the minimum. Like one week we had over 90 pounds worth of tomatoes, and so they each got a few pounds of tomatoes each for that week. And then also we donate a lot of our produce to the Farm Cafe on King Street. And then we asked, what is the most challenging part of your job? And he said the main thing is time. It's not a 9-to-5 job. He said you're literally almost at it 24/7. He said that if you don't have a job done and it needs to be done, you have to get it done before you go to sleep that night. He says sometimes he's out there with the flashlight and everything else. And he said also working with the weather, because you can't be planting seeds or seedlings whenever it's pouring down rain. It's just going to wash it away. And then also the campus to farm commute, it's probably about 30 to 35 minutes with traffic and construction and all that. And he said that's just a pain because he could be on the farm working, actually doing work instead of having to drive back and forth. And also the broken equipment. Sometimes things get broken, and our program still doesn't have a ton of funding right now. And he said that's one thing we need to work on as well. And we asked him then, how do you identify and handle conflict? And it's always interesting to see how managers come about that. And he said, honestly, there has been little conflict so far. The main conflict is between the 3125 students and 4125, which is the advanced students and the students that just come into working on the farm for class. And he said that usually he gets that resolved quickly just talking to them. And that if there is a bigger problem, that he would just go to Rick, which is the head of the program, and everything would be settled out like that. And then we asked, how do you foresee the future of this program to be? And he quoted that we are going to soar. We have been called the so-called red-headed stepchild with limited funding, which basically he meant that we were just overlooked. We're just a bunch of like farmers that doesn't have much sense. But honestly, Appalachian State is taking a closer look every single year that we have this. And he's saying that everything we eat comes off a farm. Everything we consume comes from the ground. And we have to take consideration of all the work that comes into it. And then we also asked, how does your position affect the program of the future? And he said, I was brought here to make things happen at Appalachian State University. And I do believe he succeeded that. And he said he owned a produce store, was really involved with the community, has tons of farming experience. He's done it almost all of his life, and that he's a team player. He said one of the main things is to always keep great communication and relationships with the students, professors, and everyone that visits the farm. He said he wants everyone, even the community, people that aren't even involved in farming whatsoever, to know about where your food comes from. And then if you're interested in learning more about the SD program, you can volunteer there if you want, and you can visit their website. I posted the link down below, or contact Todd at his email on the SD site. Thank you.